In a world where massive dragons rule the skies, where oceans roar with unstoppable power, and where legends are born in fire and thunder, there once stood a tiny creature whose entire life burned at the tip of his tail. Fragile, flickering, and dangerously close to disappearing forever. That creature was Charmander. Not a towering beast, not a feared warrior, just a small fire-type Pokémon from the Kanto region, first introduced to the world in Pokémon Red and Blue, alongside fellow starters like Bulbasaur and Squirtle. But what made Charmander different was not just his fire, it was the meaning of that fire. Because the flame on Charmander's tail is not decoration, it is his life. And if that flame ever goes out, so does he. In the unforgettable early episodes of Pokémon, we witness a moment that changed everything. A small Charmander sitting alone on a rock under a sky that grows darker by the second. His trainer had told him to wait, so he waited. Even as thunder cracked across the horizon, even as cold rain poured mercilessly over his body, even as his tail flames struggled against the storm, shrinking, weakening, fighting to stay alive. He could have left. He could have searched for shelter, but he stayed. Because loyalty meant more to him than comfort. Because trust meant more to him than fear. And when the trainer never returned, when the truth of abandonment became clear, Charmander did not curse the world. He did not let the rain extinguish his spirit. He endured. And that endurance is where his true power began. When Ash Ketchum found him, shivering yet still holding on, something changed. Ash didn't see a weak Pokémon. He saw heart. He saw courage burning brighter than the storm. And in that moment, Charmander found something stronger than fire. He found belonging. Under Ash's care, his flame no longer flickered in fear. It burned with purpose. Because when someone believes in you, your fire grows stronger. Do not underestimate a small spark. Charmander may be compact in size, but his abilities are precise, controlled, and devastating when unleashed with focus. He commands Ember, a small but concentrated burst of fire that strikes with surprising intensity. He learns Flamethrower, a roaring stream of blazing energy capable of overwhelming larger opponents. He uses Fire Fang, combining speed, bite strength, and heat in a single aggressive strike. And with Flame Burst, he demonstrates controlled, explosive power that shows intelligence beyond his years. But beyond technique, beyond attack power, Charmander possesses something rare: resilience. He rises after defeat. He learns from loss. He steps back into battle even when the odds tower above him like giants. That is not just strength. That is warrior mentality. Growth is never simple. And when Charmander evolves into Charmeleon, we see more than a physical transformation. We see intensity sharpen. We see pride ignite. Charmeleon becomes more aggressive, more confident, sometimes even rebellious. His flame burns hotter. His claws grow sharper. His movements become faster, more calculated, more dangerous. But with power comes ego. There are moments when he refuses guidance, moments when pride clouds discipline. And isn't that part of growing up? Power tests character. Strength without control can burn allies as easily as enemies. But this stage, this fiery rebellion, was necessary. because steel is forged in extreme heat, and so are legends. Then comes the moment that shakes the battlefield. The final evolution. The sky opens, wings spread wide, and Charmander's journey reaches its peak as he becomes Charizard, a towering fire and flying type force of nature. Now he does not simply survive battles, he dominates them. With Fire Spin, he traps opponents in swirling infernos. With Inferno, he unleashes flames so intense they seem to swallow the air itself. With Seismic Toss, he soars high above the battlefield before crashing down with unstoppable force. With Dragon Claw, he channels raw draconic fury through sharpened strikes. But even at this height, even with wings and overwhelming strength, Charizard faced his greatest battle within himself. There was a time he refused to obey Ash, a time when pride outweighed partnership. But when Ash risked his life for him, standing in freezing conditions to protect him, something awakened inside Charizard. Memory, gratitude, loyalty. And when pride bowed to trust, Charizard became more than powerful. He became legendary. Charmander's journey is not merely about evolution stages. It is about protecting your flame when the world tries to extinguish it. It is about staying loyal when loyalty is not returned. It is about growing through rebellion. It is about learning discipline after power. It is about transformation, not just of body, but of character. From a lonely Pokémon abandoned in the rain to a sky-ruling dragon feared across regions, Charmander teaches us this. Your beginnings do not define your destiny, your endurance does. So the next time you see Charmander, do not see just a starter Pokémon. See the storm he survived. See the flame that refused to die. See the warrior who turned pain into power and loneliness into legacy. And ask yourself, when the rain pours in your life, will your flame survive? Because if a small fire-type Pokémon from Kanto can rise from abandonment to become a legend of the skies, then perhaps so can you.